Welcome to this module on cash flow and profitability. Each of these modules that we've put together are for the small business owner to help them organize and build and sustain a growing business. And this session is one of the most important of all because we're going to be talking about how to make sure your business is financially viable and profitable so that you get the return you want for your tremendous investment of time and energy. You know, most people who start small businesses, they're not accountants, they're not CPAs, they're not finance majors, they don't hold MBAs, they're not accustomed to the reports and the reporting structure and the accounting requirements that are necessary to have a financially strong and viable business. And in this session, we're going to take you through some of those critical reports. We're going to talk about the 5 most critical reports, financial reports that you need to use. We're going to talk about a lot of practical things, and you've got some worksheets there in your notes that will help you as well. And our aim is to create a business that is profitable, scalable, and sellable. And let's talk about each of those for just a moment. First off, you want to make sure your business is profitable. When I work with small business owners, it's amazing how many of them will say to me, I'm just not getting the profit. I'm not making the money that I thought I would make or that I think I should be able to make. And so the bottom line is their businesses are just not profitable. And so it's very important to have your head around your numbers and your budget and your income and how they all relate and understand the reports that help you see at a glance how your business is truly performing, because our goal is for your business to be profitable. And I always shoot for a business to be able to adequately pay the owner a respectable salary and still generate a profit of 15 to 20% or more as a net profit after expenses. And so our aim here is to help you make sure your business is profitable. Secondly, it needs to be scalable. And for many business owners, when they're starting out, they pretty much run the finances in their heads. They run their business by their checkbook. They just look to see, do I have some money? If they do, great. If they don't, I'm in trouble. I've got to work harder. I've got to generate more sales. And so that's really not a scalable business. If you create the proper financial structures and goals, you can have a business that can grow and maintain profitability. I've seen many businesses grow, and as they grow, they lose profitability. In fact, I remember working with one client. His business was up to $2.5 million a year in gross revenue. And I looked at his history, and we walked through his progression, and every year his business grew and his profitability shrunk, to the point now that he was at $2.5 million in gross revenues and actually losing money. And so you've got to make sure you're profitable and your systems are set up so that they are scalable and you're not going to lose profitability as your business grows. And then the third thing is you want your business to be sellable. One day, hopefully, you may want to sell this business. And so you need good, reliable, valid financial reports to present to prospective buyers so that they can see the financial viability and profitability and scalability of your business. So that's where we're headed right now. Our goal as business owners is to design a highly profitable business that runs smoothly, predictably, and automatically while you own it, and then worth a fortune when you sell it. To achieve this goal, you as a business, your business must become more self-managing and systems dependent and not so owner dependent. You've got to have a business that other people can look at and understand and run, or else it's really not sellable, because no one wants to buy a job. And if that's all you have, then you really don't have something that's sellable. So you want to become a strategic business owner. You want to design systems, and you want to design a financial system, a profitability system that will let your team and let your systems do the work for you. And you must become a professional manager and be a financial manager so that you can generate the right reports and manage your business by the reports. And so we're going to talk about some of those critical management reports. But before we get into that, I want you to stop and kind of do a performance level assessment. And there in your notes, you'll see a chart or a outline here where you can fill in these blanks. I want you to think about where you are currently, your current performance. Think about your current sales, and you can think about this in terms of a month or a year. Think about your yearly income. Think about your personal debt, your business debt, your savings. Do you have some savings? Your investments. Estimate the value of your business. What would your business be worth? And if you're not sure, talk to other people in your industry and get a feel for it. It may not be worth a lot yet, but one day it could be worth a great sum. And then that last item there, how many hours each week are you working? Because many small business owners, they find themselves working, not just 40, but 50, 60, 80 hours a week. And you cannot sustain that. And who wants to live that way? And so you want a business that will give you not only financial reward, but will also give you time. So fill in those blanks. Think about your current performance. And then on the right side there, think about your desired performance in 1 year. What would you like to put in those blanks 1 year from now? And so take a few moments and fill that out. Put those numbers in there so you can get a good picture of where you are today and where you want to be in a year. And in between those two, there's a gap, and that gap is what we're working on. That gap is what this whole series of training modules is about, to help you achieve your goals. And so before we move on, I want to remind you, we say this many times throughout these training modules, you are 100% responsible for your business and your life. Nobody else is. It's you. And so you're 100% responsible for the financial performance of your business and the financial position of your life. And you can make it what you want it to be. And for your business to change and improve and get to where you want it to be, you're going to have to change, and you're going to have to grow as a leader, as a financial leader. And you've got to challenge some of your past assumptions and beliefs, and start thinking, where do I want to be, and what do I have to do to grow as a person, grow as a business owner, and grow as a leader so that I can achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And so think about those things. And what we're going to cover in this series are 5 critical financial reports that most small businesses need. I want to summarize them for you here before we wrap up, and then in the modules ahead we're going to take them in a little more detail so you can understand them. The first one, and probably the most important of all, is your income statement. We typically refer to that as a P&L, or a profit and loss statement. And you ought to be looking at that at least once a month. How did your business do? How did you perform? Your income to your expenses. And what was that profit? Was there a profit? And so that profit and loss, or what's traditionally called an income statement, is the first report you need to be able to look at and assess each month. The second report that's also important is your balance sheet. Your balance sheet describes your financial position at a given point in time. And that'll show what assets you have, what liabilities you have, and what equity you may have in your business. And you want to monitor the progress and the growth, hopefully, of your balance sheet. The third report that you need to be looking at is called an aging report. Sometimes people refer to it as their receivables. It's a report when people are being invoiced and they're owing you money for your services or your products. It shows you who owes you money, how much they owe you, and how long they've owed you that much money. That's why it's called an aging report. And then the fourth report is, I refer to it as a cash flow. It's really a cash status report. It's not your traditional GAAP type cash flow report. It's really a way of looking at your numbers either daily or weekly to know what your cash position is. How much cash do you have? And so we'll talk a little bit about that in a couple of videos. And then the final report may or may not be relevant to your business. We refer to that as a job profitability report. Sometimes people call it a project financial report. But if you have projects, or if you have job costing for different things that you do. You want to be able to look at a report per job, by the job or by the project, to see, is this project or is this job staying profitable? So those are the 5 critical reports. Maybe the first 3 are the ones that are most important to you, but we're going to be looking at those as we go through this training series.